Good day, it's another episode with Nation Voice Tower. My name is Angelo, your uncle. I have a brief expose. This one is talking about how the Department of the State Security, the DSS, picked up, or let me say, arrested somebody who is in connection with all the secret dealings and dark businesses in the Central Bank of Nigeria, in accordance with Godwin Emefiele, the embattled CBN governor. Now, over time, Godwin Emefiele has exposed lots of people, called out their names, and has even alleged lots of their activities. He has made allegations over their involvement in a lot of corrupt practices in the CBN, including the new Naira redesign policy, which almost threw Nigeria and Nigerians into chaos. Now, one among these people, exposed not only by Godwin Emefiele, but by the investigative accountant, Jim Obaze, one among these people is Mrs. Aisha Ahmad. Mrs. Aisha Ahmad was a former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and this time around, her name has emanated, or her name has emerged for the second time, okay? And this second time, I don't think she's going to go scot-free this time around, because the DSS are actually on her case. So, you will be hearing how the Nigerian Secret Police, also known as the DSS, again, reportedly arrested former Central Bank Deputy Governor Aisha Ahmad for alleged involvement in procurement fraud and the Naira redesign policy. A former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria in charge of financial system stability, Hajia Aisha Ahmad, has been reportedly arrested and currently detained by the Department of State Security Service, DSS, over alleged fraudulent acquisition of Polaris Bank and Titan Bank. According to reports, Mrs. Ahmad was accused of unlawfully acquiring shares at Polaris Bank and Titan Bank, as well as allegedly involving in raising over $300 million for the Titan Bank to continue and acquire Union Bank. When contacted by our sources, the spokesperson for the Department of the State Security, DSS, Mr. Peter Afunaya, declined to give a reaction to the alleged arrest of Aisha Ahmad by the security operatives. I don't have any comments in this regard, please, according to what he told sources. This will be the second time the secret police will be arresting Mrs. Aisha Ahmad on the matter. Her first arrest was reported by sources sometime in September 2023. Sources later reported on Wednesday how the Central Bank of Nigeria dissolved the board and management of Titan Trust Bank and 3 others. This followed a report submitted to President Bola Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu by the Special Investigator on the Central Bank of Nigeria and related entities, Mr. Jim Obaze. The others affected are Union Bank, Polaris Bank, and Keystone Bank. Aisha Ahmad had also been allegedly involved in the fraudulent transactions that connected with the failed Naira swap policy under the reign of former embattled CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. Other top CBN officials who were allegedly involved in these fraud dealings are Mr. Folashodun Adebisi Shonubi, Adamu Lamtek, and Kingsley Obiora. Sources also reported that the president of African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, and others were probed over the $300 million the Pan-African Multilateral Financial Institution gave to Titan Trust Bank Limited to acquire 93.4% stake in the Union Bank of Nigeria PLC. All right, Aisha Ahmad there, her activities cannot be overemphasized. All right, you heard it from the documentary there that she actively took part in the Naira redesign policy. These people brought about that particular Naira redesign policy in order to give rise to a high degree of fraudulent or a high degree of siphoning public capital that has never been known to Nigeria as a country. All right. So I will tell the DSS this. It's always on point for you to grill them and bring out the truth out of them. Those names mentioned in that particular documentary are so not surprising. You know why? Because these people, anytime they go into such a corrupt practice, they usually do it with the aim of enriching themselves, not for just the present, but also for the future, inclusive. How can you go further to acquire big shares in Union Bank? Okay, going further to apply big shares in Titan Trust Bank, and then in other banks just like Keystone Bank. All right, you want to have all the banks to yourself? Seriously, because you actually work at the apex bank in the country. That shows you the extent to which these people can go to acquire wealth for themselves for the future. All right, the truth remains that Aisha Ahmad will remain in custody alongside other names that were called. All right, well, the CEO of Afrexim Bank is already invited for questioning, or has already been invited for questioning, and we're yet to hear from him. All right, so these CEOs have been implicated so far, and they cannot run from it. Neither can they recourse themselves from this case this time around. So fraud has become something very usual in Nigeria, and it has become part of our politicking or our polity in Nigeria. This is something I can say occurs in mostly every country, but at a minimal level. Why should our case be different? Why should the corruption in Nigeria be at a high degree, whereas, or to an extent where we find it hard to even try to fix these issues? Okay, so to the best of my knowledge, I would like to tell you that corrupt practices in Nigeria should actually be stopped, abated, or even relegated to the background in every way possible, in order to give Nigeria a new face, in order to give Nigeria a form of sustainability development or a sustainable development plan, and in order to kind of revamp the face and already dented polity and economy that Nigeria has built over a long period since independence. All right. Next on the list of my updates, I would love to touch something about the wanton killings in the country. Now, reacting to this, well, before I say who reacted, wanton killings in the southeast, in the south, in the north central, and in the northeast has become the talk of the day. We saw the recent Christmas massacre in Bokos local government, Plateau State. For Plateau State precisely, Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili, the President, Human Capital Africa, former Minister of Solid Minerals and former Minister of Education, has reacted to the wanton killings in Plateau State. All right. Now, the truth remains that we can't advocate for those who perpetrated the wanton killings. All right. Neither can we say they have done the right thing. Of course, the life of every Nigerian is so very important. Over 200 lives were lost in Bokos local government as a result of what happened on Christmas Day and subsequent days. All right. Now, according to Obi Ezekwesili, she feels that the killings in Nigeria have epitomized a sort of society that has lost its soul, and she feels that due to the wanton killings in every part of the country, or in most parts of the country, she ultimately is of the opinion that Nigeria seems to be suffering from a curse, and if not properly taken care of, we may suffer from this for a very long while. Obi Ezekwesili is of the opinion that we should put hands together and break this curse that Nigeria is suffering from. Please stay tuned for her interview.
On the matter of governance, you also know that, indicators are very clear that we haven't made the kind of progress that enables for stable, orderly societies that we know around us. And so the key question is, what are the political, historical, what are the human, social relationship drivers that we have failed to tackle in the course of the history of our country. But specific to Plateau, I think it is important that we sort of separate some of these issues in ways that would enable us ensure that accountability goes to those that it should go to. I always do not appreciate situations where we begin to talk about issues in ways that blur the lines of accountability. I think that today, accountability for what has happened in Plateau State rests squarely on the government that is in office. So what it means is that when a government takes over, it needs to have read all of what you refer to as the many reports that have been submitted on the matter of Plateau. But Plateau State's situation is one that really is offensive to the spirit that it happened again. It was almost like it's an accident that was announcing itself and yet happened, and happened in a gruesome manner where we have lost hundreds, more than 200 of our citizens, and all because there has never been a consequence for the killing of the people in those villages of Plateau State. They almost sit like dogs, just waiting to be slaughtered. And the government just carries on with visits, and sometimes no visit at all, until the next episode happens. What is going on in Plateau State is the description of what happens in a society that has lost its soul, as I recently wrote. We cannot lose 200 people, and all we talk about is that people who were killed. Who were killed? Who were killed? We don't even honor the dead by giving them a name. Well, I know one of the names. His name is Fidelis Solomon, a young man with bright future who could have become anything he chose to be, but killed for doing nothing other than going home to celebrate the Christmas with members of his family. More than 200 of our fellow citizens dead for nothing, no cause. But the fact that the nation state, no, the Nigerian state, has continued to play with the lives of our fellow citizens. And perhaps when you next ask me a question, I will remind the country that it was precisely killings in Benue and Plateau that made me in either 2017 or 2018, I had to do a solo march to the villa. I couldn't take it anymore. That hundreds of people could be killed. Children, grandchildren, grandparents, parents, boys, girls, women, killed. And we were getting used. We were becoming totally indifferent. We had become desensitized to the death of our fellow human beings. I couldn't take it. I did a solo march to the villa. Some Nigerians were busy, mocking, laughing. But here we are today. It is not a good thing. This is a curse upon our land, and we need to end it.
Okay, well, that is true. She has just made a statement that digs deep, a statement that would not sit well with our leaders, a statement that would not sit well with people in the high places. But we are not here to make statements that will sit well with you. Neither are we here to make statements you would enjoy. All right, we're actually outside to make the truth known to the general public, so as to see if something can be done, something positive can be done about these things. Nigeria alone cannot be suffering from corruption, kidnaps, insecurity in general, unemployment, low standard of living, low economy and GDP, and all of that. One country alone, a country who was formerly known as the giant of Africa. So something must be done about this, and somebody somewhere must just listen to this to have something done quickly about the situation of Nigeria, and that is the way it should be. All right, kudos to Obi Ezekwesili, one of the women that has stood out in a very, very peculiar manner when it comes to handling of positions in governance. All right, not compared to people like the likes of the Mrs. Betta Edus and the Sadia Umaru Farouks of this time or of this administration. Obieze Kwesili is an authority when it comes to holding positions or ministerial positions in successive government or past government in the country, all right? So whatever she said there, she meant it, and it should really get to people who it should get to, all right? Finally, I have a video to show you strict reactions where bitter Nigerians on the streets have reacted over the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, they are not only reacting to the administration, they are reacting to the various lies and scams that have emanated from this administration. From we are going to fix the refineries to by December we are going to start producing oil, down to very, very soon the hike in fuel pump price will stop alongside others. Please hear these bitter Nigerians yourself. They are so bitter. Hear them yourselves.
It is not well.
That don't tire me.
What's the time for the country?
Because of the leadership of Nigeria, the thing just they make me my head, they make one kind.
But the refinery go soon start to the work.
Okay, maybe today we begin to hear about this refinery.
But the thing don't flame up.
We don't say it don't flame.
I no fit fine at all.
You know, fine.
At all.
Tell us your experience. It was promised that December last month, when in January, refinery go work. How this month now? They said the refinery don't flame up like your colleague said here. How is it?
Umba. The refinery never be open. You go there, the refinery is still working.
My friend,
you still working.
Go.
Is still working. And the refinery is still working.
Wait, don't be argument something.
May I go there?
The light, you don't come out.
No, when I get to there, the thing at least now is almost 95%. To make sure
the work
now.
I tell you,
95%.
Yes, it never start work.
It will start now.
That's not small.
Any day when they born picking, I pick go.
I don't know whether I go big.
The don't scatter.
Since when? Since when? Which day? I'm not believe.
You don't believe so yes, refinery go. Just Tinubu they tell Nigerian lies now.
Yes.
No. It's a lie. Baba, don't say that. Baba, don't say that.
Okay.
Don't say that.
So Tinubu is trying and
he's trying. I'm telling you. Wait. Everything will come down.
We hear the rumor that say fire is going up.
Baba, everything will
fire is
come
going
down.
up to 1-2.
To 1-2 or what?
That's a rumor now.
That's a rumor. It's gone.
How much did they buy now?
How much did they buy for now?
About 65.
Where the country talks to?
So 65
naira or 650.
Yeah, 650. Some 670.
It's not good now, bro.
It's not good. It's not good at all. Yeah.
People say that Tinubu will spoil Nigeria.
No, let me Tinubu. Nigeria don't spoil it. Nigeria today. But we just pray. We just pray to say one day Nigeria will good.
Baba said with the review.
Yeah, democracy is for the people, by the people, and well, yeah, of course, it's always said democracy is the government by the people, for the people, and with the people, right? Now, the truth is, how does this government show that it is for the people? Is it by the people? No. The government is not even taking the people along. Okay? So how do you even term this government anyways? Why wouldn't people on the streets react? Why? They are so bitter. They are not bitter because they don't have anything to say, but they are bitter because the kind of life they lived before is not the kind of life they are living now. People are feeding from hand to mouth. People who have fat salaries can no longer feed their families. I saw an update a few days ago, or yesterday to be precise, of a banker banking with Polaris Bank, a marketer that went to the Jets and took her life by taking poison. Alright, this is hardship. She left a note behind, and in that note, she reiterated most of her ordeals. One of it, she said, life is not as it used to be. Life is now hard. So why would we go through this? How many more Nigerians would have to take their lives because of the hardship under Bola Ahmed Tinubu? So please, these people on the streets have brought their voice, one voice in unison, to say that they are tired of all the lies coming from Bola Tinubu's government. We will not commend you for suspending Betta Edu. Neither will we commend you for cutting down the cost of governance or cutting down your entourage that travel with you. We want to see results. That is what we want. We want to see results. Yes, quick results. That is that. Please don't forget to stay tuned with Nation Voice Tower anytime, any day. Please like, share our videos, drop comments for us in the comment section. Drop the comments. You're not dropping these comments. Why? Why? Are you tired of the country too? Please don't get tired. Let us do this together. We will soon get to the promised land. We will soon get there, alright? Don't also forget to tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. Share this to all your social media platforms. Friends, family, relations, far away and near, alright? We need this so we bring the country up together. See you next time. Bye.